Good morning. For anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Ruth Wood, and I'm filling in this morning for the Reverend Christine Sloan. So welcome to all of you. Welcome to all of you who are joining us online. As we prepare for worship, let us take a moment to acknowledge the land and the spirit of those first peoples who named this area Cataraqui, the meeting place on the flat rocks. Let us also acknowledge the enduring presence of First Peoples who remind us to honor the places where our feet stand. So I know there are some announcements this morning that need to be made. Let's start with Chris.
Good morning. I have 3 worship-related announcements. The first is that Marilyn Armstrong has offered to coordinate a service of lessons and carols for us on December 8th, and she would like some assistance with people reading scripture portions of that. So contact her or me if you're interested, December 8th, to do reading. The next thing is White Gift. So we have selected the Partners in Mission Food Bank as the recipients of our White Gift offering this year, and we will collect that on December 15th. And that will be monetary collection because in addition to needing to purchase food and being able to do it in bulk if they have the money, they have purchased a much larger facility recently and they are looking for money to help renovate it. That new facility is going to allow them to serve a lot more clients and meet more of the growing need, and also will enable them to let people have a shopping experience. So instead of waiting in line outside the door for a bag pre-packed handed to them, they'll be able to go in and actually shop for what they want. So that'll be monetary White Gift donations for December 15th. The third thing is that the ECORC region has purchased a license to an Advent study, and they have provided the materials, and there's a Zoom session tomorrow night. If anyone is interested in leading or helping to lead that, it's intended to be 3 one-hour sessions, and they have the prayers, introduction, set up all the materials you need. And as I said, there's a Zoom session tomorrow night available for potential leaders. So speak to me if you're interested. I have a few of the pages printed out that you could take a look at. Thanks.
Thank you, Chris. And Ann Wood.
So I brought interim donation receipts. I've brought interim donation summaries this morning, and for people that are here, please, if I don't catch you, pick them up off of the counter in the hallway. Because of the postal strike, it would be wonderful if anybody can pick one up for somebody else or several up for other people, so that we can get them out. Otherwise, the other option is that I can email them to people for whom I have email addresses. So please, check your donation summaries and check and see if you can give one to somebody else. And also let me know if there's anything that you disagree with on your donation summary. Thanks.
Thanks, Ann. And you may not realize it, but we have a special guest here this morning. Would you please welcome Mrs. Claus?
I guess that's because I have her hat here. This is made by Anne, and it fits over any size helmet of the person who is going to volunteer to be in the sidecar with Santa Ralph. And this happens next Sunday afternoon between 2 and 4. And we have some people who have volunteered to do the walking. Ralph is home right now. I shouldn't say this, but he is redesigning a St. Andrews by the Lake sign so it'll be bigger for everybody that is in their driveway with their food bank donations waiting for Santa Claus to come along. We need more volunteers, and I really need somebody to be in that sidecar. This is what you will look like, and you're going to be dressed for the weather, of course, and it would be wonderful. Please let me know today, if possible, and if not, contact Nagar, and I'll get in touch with her and get all set up. And the people who are walking, I will be calling you and telling you when to meet Ralph at Wellborn Public School before it starts. If you have questions, speak to me afterwards. The hut is here.
So just to make it really clear, the person riding in the sidecar will be Santa's elf, not Mrs. Claus. All right. Are there any other announcements that anyone wishes to make? So I'd like to just say a little bit about this service before we begin. Last Sunday, I wasn't here because I was in Peterborough conducting a service or at least preaching at a service in St. James United Church in Peterborough. And that was because I was invited to come and speak to them because they were having a special service recognizing the Transgender Day of Remembrance. And while I was there, I happened to mention to the Reverend Julie Van Haften that I was going to also preach this morning on the Transgender Day of Remembrance. And she said, well, why don't you use the liturgy that I've already prepared? And, so that'll save you. So I am in great debt to Julie for providing all of the work that she did, getting the liturgy, what appears in your bulletin ready, and I've modified it for our use here this morning. And I need to let you know that this won't be an easy service. It won't be an easy service for me to conduct. And in times, it won't be an easy service for you to listen to. There is nothing there's nothing happy as far as the Transgender Day of Remembrance is concerned. There is, however, some hope. So just to give you some background, in 1998, a trans woman who was African American living at the time in Boston was murdered. The police were called to her apartment. When they got there, they discovered she'd been stabbed 20 times, more than 20 times in the chest. She was still alive, but she died on the way to the hospital. Just one more trans person brutally murdered and forgotten about quite quickly, but not forgotten by everybody. The following year, in November, 2 trans activists, one in Boston and one in San Francisco, coordinated a vigil in each city at the same time, remembering Rita, and also drawing attention to the fact that so many trans people live in fear. And that was the beginning of the Transgender Day of Remembrance, 2 cities in the US. It is now an international vigil that is held on November 20th every year, so just last Wednesday. And it's amazing that it has spread that far and that widely. They've been having a service or a vigil on down near in various places around the. Sorry. We have it every year. It started in 2012, so it's been going for a little while, 12 years. And just also let you know that in 2017, the Ontario legislature recognized this vigil as something that was important and legislated it into being as an official vigil. And and that was the first, and I don't know, possibly still only government body to legislate the acceptance of the Transgender Day of Remembrance. So just, that's a little background about what we're about this morning, and I hope you will find it very interesting and very thought-provoking, even if you do not find it in the least bit happy. It's all yours, Barbara.